Hi there, crafty friends. It's Diane, the Creative Inkster. Today is Monday, July 24th, 2023, and it's 7 o'clock Eastern Time, so it's time for a creative escape. And I'm ready for one. I had a very busy weekend working around the house and not necessarily being in my craft room. So I was out and had lunch and did a little shopping, and that was all fun. But, you know, you need to also be creative. And so I needed this tonight for sure. If you're out there watching live, let me know. Leave me a comment. And likewise, when you're watching the replay, let me know then too. It's great to see who's been hanging out with me while I have some fun being creative. So you might remember this guy from last week or the week before. I love this paper. It doesn't need to be colored in with anything. It already comes like that. And it's this gorgeous black and white outlines as well. And the back of the paper is black and white designs too. So they marry and work really, really well together. A strange thing, I'm getting some messages from Facebook that things are not streaming really well. Well, I hope they're streaming just fine. And I will carry on as if they are and be positive about it all. All right, so this layout is one that was part of a weekend crafting event that I attended online. And, okay, whoops, don't hit see more, I don't have time for that. It has, so this weekend I took a class with another demonstrator, and this was our layout. So you've got your card base and a layer of 4 by 5 1/4 or whatever you choose, and then a focal point and some kind of strip, be it paper, ribbon, pattern paper, embossed layer, whatever you want to go with. All right, I am going to play with some other products and do the same thing here. So I prepped up some pieces from this pretty paper, which I always call it the wrong thing in my head. So let's look it up and make sure we've got the right name. It is called Masterfully Made, and it has some beautiful, wait a second, is that the right one? Hold on, let me double check. Clearly I don't make a note of this before I get started. Yes, Masterfully Made, there it is. And it has some beautiful floral and lots of other kinds of fun patterns to play with. It really does look very 3D. So I've already gone ahead and embossed this piece here. It's 4 by 5 1/4, I think, yep. And I use the exposed brick. I'm going to pop this onto Bubble Bath, and that will be the start of this card. If you're out there and you're watching, because it shows me a few people are, and you can't see this coming up well, please leave me a comment, or if it's choppy or something like that, but it's telling me key frame rate is too low. I don't really know what that means. I don't talk this Facebook speak. So anyway, sometimes these things don't work well on the live, but then once you upload the video, then the video is easier to watch, and it sorts itself out. We've had some outage problems in my city today, so not surprised things are a little bit wonky. All right, so then here is our Masterfully Made paper. Want to get my flowers kind of going in the right direction. If I put them this way, I think they're upside down. So this is just going to go across. This piece measures 2 by 4 1/4. So instead of just going across the layer, oh, hi Brenda, thanks for confirming. I'm going to just send that middle message that keeps popping up away. I wanted this to go outside. It was by design that I wanted this to go outside the edges of my embossed layer. Okay, so usually I like to use 4-inch wide, because with a 12 by 12, then it works a little bit better. You don't have any waste, but I had lots of leftover pieces of this, so I was quite happy to make it the 4 1/4 across. And then let's see, we've got, what was I going to do with this one? couple of pieces to put the focal point on. So this punch is one that was in the fall catalog, I think. It's called Handmade Tag, and it has a stamp set in the catalog that goes with, but I just love the shape of it. And I discovered recently, playing around, that the 1 3/4 inch circle punch matches perfectly on top. Hi, Wendy. And I think that's great. I like how that works out. And then I know what I was going to do. We're all back. We're all clear. We know what we're doing. I'm going to use the Petal Park punch. It's so much easier if I show you the flowers this way. And this will bring out those colors as well. So I've got some green. I was going to try to use the Pretty Peacock to do some leaves. So look at all that mess to get 4 cute leaves. That's okay. I should have cut my piece a little skinnier, but I was working with scraps. You know how it is. Gotta use up your scraps. And let's do a large flower in Bubble Bath, and then the small one in Bubble Bath. And then from the white, I'll do will the medium fit on there? Because that would be just too perfect. There we go. And I'm keeping some of this for my greeting. So yes, it just seemed like a fun way to kind of do this one up. So I could put it, centered on there like that, or move it up. This white, this is just a location on which to build the flower. There is nothing I'm going to do with this. There's no stamping on it or anything like that. Looking for my glue. Here we go. But I like finding purposes for the punches and where they go together with other punches. It just makes it so much better use of the money I've spent on it. All right, so I've got this flower, and we're going to put some of the leaves from this punch. Now there is a stamp set that goes with the Petal Park, and I have that, but I will often use it just by itself. I love having my punches at hand. Okay, so let's add this guy here and this guy here. Okay, and then we're going to pop this up. I think we're actually going to put a dimensional on this, but I want a little one. So our regular dimensionals, that's these guys here, the hexagon ones. Well, we also have minis, which are a little bit smaller. Well, you can see how much smaller they are. I'll just pick one up in comparison on my hand. See the 2 different sizes? So this smaller one is kind of fun to play with. We'll add they have a different number of petals. So the large flower here has 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. This has 4, and this smallest one has 2. It just makes them a little bit off center, and that's a-okay because we don't have to have them perfectly matching up and lining up all the time. Matchy matchy, right? Okay, so this will be quite big to mail, but okay. Yeah, I'm going to glue this down. So on second thought, maybe I wouldn't pop it up quite so much if I was going to nail it. And then this piece can really be set any way that I like, which I kind of like, just like that. Okay, and then I'm actually going to center it. Here's my greeting, and I decided to go with, I have another stamp set out here to play with, but let's go with Happy Hedgehogs, because I haven't played with it in ages. And this greeting says, "It's so nice of you to be so nice." Isn't that kind of sweet? And we're going to put this on in Pretty Peacock. Did you ever get this Pretty Peacock ink? Because it was out as an in color a couple years ago, and now it's just joined the line as a regular color. in the Regals. Beautiful, beautiful shade. Okay, close you up. Here we go. Grab the paper trimmer. So we're going to do a little surgery on this. I'm good with how wide it is, I would say, but I want it to be a little thinner. So I stamped it near the bottom. Oops, you can't see that. I stamped it near the bottom of this piece. So this piece was scrap of about 1 inch, and I wanted it to be a little bit thinner, top to bottom. So there we go. And that turned out nicely centered in the middle. Love it when a plan comes together. All right, and so then this, my thought was that this could go here, but we can play with it and have it go wherever we want, which is the beauty of doing these layouts. So I'm going to trim this off a little bit left to right, just a smidge, but that smidge is going to make a difference, I think. And then I think I'm going to make it pop a bit. So where's that scrap? What I'm gonna do is I'm going to glue this down onto this scrap, and then I'm just gonna cut out around it. I guess I could measure it and cut it properly. So it's 3/4 of an inch by 1 3/4. Okay, so let's do it the proper way. 1 3/4. So let's go 1 7/8. That's about all I got there. And I said 3/4, so we'll make this 7/8. Sorry, I'm a little off camera, I think. There we go. And we're using up some of our scrap pieces, because heaven knows we've got to. There. And that is just going to give it a nice little bit of pop on top of here. Cool. So I like these colors together. Very pretty. I wondered if I would want to use, or I debated using, the Berry Burst, which is this pinky color in here, for the card, but kind of like this, Okay, I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to put something around here. All right, let's glue this down now that we finally decided where you're going. There we go. I was wanting to have those bumps go left and up and down, or left and right properly, but I'm actually kind of happy to switch it up a bit. All right. So I did do a card for this challenge. So as I said at the beginning, this layout was a challenge layout for an event that I attended. And yeah, we can do this too. I did enter one, and I can't remember what card it was. It wasn't this one. I did enter a card, though. Hi, Vicki. Oh, yeah, great. Well, thanks for stopping in and letting me know you're here. I'm going to grab my pearls. Let's see. Where are they? Are they in the box? Oh, yes. I was smart when I was putting the stuff together. They were right where I wanted them to be. So these are the iridescent pearls, which you can color. And that's what I did on this one. I colored them Pool Party. So they just give them a little bit of the color to match that piece there. So I'm going to use my Pretty Peacock Stampin' Blend. So these are the alcohol-based markers. They're permanent, so they work great for coloring because they won't wipe off. And I usually use the brush end rather than the bullet end. And then I can just carefully go all the way around. It's not going to come out nearly as dark as your marker would be, say, on paper, but it coordinates because the tone is there. And we love when our stuff coordinates. So now you can just buy pearls and get them in any color. You can use this technique with your rhinestones. Just be careful because the rhinestones can be a bit jagged on the edges, just a titch. So you want to just be careful of that. One here and one up here. Here we go. So there we are. That's my card. And I kind of like how easy that is. So let's do one more with some other paper, some other pieces, some other stuff. So this time, instead of this was the Stylish Shapes circles, and this one here were 2 punches. So this time I've used the squares, which I hardly ever use, from the Stylish Shapes. And I came up with 3 coordinating squares. So they layer beautifully together, like that. And that's how I cut them out, and they're all stitched. So let's see, what are we doing? We've got, this is parakeet, no, lemon lime twist. Lemon lime twist. And it was an ink color once too. Everything was. I really feel like everything was once an ink color. And then I've got my Fern 3D embossed piece of white, so that's going to go on the front. I'm making some swaps before I go to Vegas next month for the Stampin' Up! Leaders Business Convention. And my pal Tamara has made 51 swaps. I'm like, I was thinking 20, so I gotta up my game there and make a bunch. And I gotta get them done before I go away this weekend. That's our plan. We're going away for our cottage week on Manitoulin Island. Okay, so this is the Glorious Gingham paper. It comes in 5 different colors, one of them being lemon lime twist, so that was kind of a